they were in the middle of the ring and doing something, and me and Goldberg come out, and I said the line, and I think it's been on YouTube or something where it says, "Hey, I'm not once as I was," or something. It's just so stupid I can't even repeat it. But
I think I remember that.
That's the stupidest thing I guess I was asked to do that I could think of. It was just something that simple. You just don't do that, you know. You shouldn't.
Was it done as a rib?
No, I don't think so, guys. I just think it was their idea of, you know, what they were trying to portray in the business. We know they were trying to portray some weird, really stupid stuff.
Man.
Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sid.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
No. Go ahead and finish your thought out there.
It's finished. I was just saying, you know, really, as far as, you know, things that were just, that was one of the dumbest things I was asked to do, but that was probably the worst one. I was just, you don't do stupid stuff like that. You know, why do you take a big killer guy and make him look, you know, stumble over 4 stupid words that were written totally backwards, or however they had it phrased. It was just like, but the thing was, guys, you got to realize I was put on a spot there. You know, Bill Bush, who was running the company at the time, come to me and says, you know, we want to give Vince Russo and Ed Farrar a really chance to, you know, do what they want to try to do, and if you'll do what they asked, Sid, the other guys will have to sort of take note of it and do it too. So, you know, try to be a company guy, did everything was asked me, and that would have been one time if I hadn't been put in that position, I might have questioned it. But it really wasn't worth it, you know. I'd rather give the booker the full chance to fail or succeed. I don't want to be the one to go. And they said, well, we had all this done right, and Sid was the one that didn't do the finish or didn't do the video or this or that and didn't get over. So I'd just rather do what's sort of asked of me within reason, you know.
Have you ever refused to do a job?
No. Never do refuse a job. Matter of fact, I can tell you this right now. I've volunteered to do more jobs than most people have, and also got in trouble for doing jobs. So I changed finishes and matches in towns that were counts or DQs, and I just put the babyface over and got a lot of trouble for things like that. So no, refusing a job would never be something. Now I might have something to say about it, you know. Not like you know, I'm always the first one to voice my opinion. If I think you're stupid or it was a dumb idea or something stupid, I'm gonna say, hey man, that's stupid, but I'll still do it, you know. I'll try to throw something out there.
Well, do you think that has hurt you? Have you offended anybody being outspoken like that and just being honest? Has that hindered your, WWE chances or anything like that?
I can't see how that would, guys. You just go back and think of things you've heard about that company gone on. You know, for me to stand up and not do the job and just say it was stupid, but I'll do it because I'm getting paid to. I don't think that would be. I don't think I've done anything bad enough that someone else hadn't done in there worse than I've done. That's still working there. So no, I don't think I've done anything that bad. I hadn't.
All right. Now, Sid, taking you back down memory lane a little bit, you've been involved in some feuds with the Road Warriors and the Steiner brothers. This might be a tough question, Sid. Who was the better tag team, in your opinion?
They were equally as horrible. And that's no laughing matter, guys. It's really true. No,
Why do you say that?
They were baby faces that were really over and they were fun to work with, but they also were people in this business confined themselves that you couldn't really have a great match with them because they were, like the Road Warriors, were limited physically what they could do, and the Steiners could do a lot of stuff, but they just, I don't know, they had they had their own style and they wanted to stick with it, and it wasn't appealing to work with a lot of times.
So the work rate that you...
Well, no, the work rate is not it. Their work rate was as good as anybody's, okay? They worked their ass off, and they're like oak trees. They're not like a willow. They don't bend. You know what I'm talking about? So they want to stick in their own little frame stuff, which is okay. A lot of people, they did real good with that, but Now, they did really good as a tag team. I don't know if they would have done, how their singles career would have been if they had just single careers. But I just think that, they were, Steiners were much better to work with than the Road Warriors by far.
Well, let me ask you this then. Give us an example of a good tag team, because a lot of people consider those two of the very best. So, in your opinion, which tag team has that high standard?
Now, if you're talking about over tag teams, you're talking about, two of the most over tag teams in the business was the Steiners and the Road Warriors.
Right.
Demolition was up there. But, and the Skyscrapers were up there too. So, but then as a Skyscraper, I wasn't probably appealing to work with either, guys, and probably wasn't appealing to work with until later on I learned how to bend. So as far as, working tag teams, I guess, and I only worked with them maybe once, would have to be the Rock Roll Express. And now you only had one good worker out of those two. So, we know who that was, so.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Marty Jannetty.
I'm talking about the Rock Roll Express. Now, the Midnight Rockers.
Rock and Roll. I'm sorry.
No, the Midnight Rockers, there you go. They were a great tag team, but I never got a chance to work with them, so I couldn't tell you.
Were you ever in AWA?
No.
No, okay.
Now, I watched them, in the AWA, and I think, watching them was great to watch them. But some of the people I worked with, and really the only two tag teams I could really remember of any significance was those two. Well, so that's the only two I had to choose from.
Right. So you mentioned the Skyscrapers. You went down to injury, I believe it was. How did you feel when Mean Mark stepped in?
I was happy for him. I never was. I was told when I got put with the Skyscrapers, this was just going to be temporary. That I had a singles career ahead of me, and that's what they were grooming me for. So it just been a matter of time before I was out of that spot anyway.
All right, Sid. Now, one more quick question for you, and then we would like to do something with you that we call rapid fire, where we just shoot out some questions and you answer the first thing that comes to mind. But last question for you here. When it's all said and done, or in your opinion, I guess right now or at this point, was your career, or is your career, because it's not over yet, a Hall of Fame caliber career?
Yes, I won't even go into it. Yeah, I guess my career was a Hall of Fame career. If you're going to look at people who are inducted to the Hall of Fame, yes, it was. But
all right.
You got to realize that I don't take that Hall of Fame seriously. It would be a big deal for me for that. I just don't look at. I look for things what they are, guys.
Right.
This business is a great business to be in. This is something, if you can accomplish it and tackle it and be one of the top people in this business, you really had to have worked hard and done some good things. But that's the only facet of the business I'm interested in. That's, the wrestling part of it, stuff like that. As far as video games and dolls and Hall of Fame and stuff like that, I don't ever think of about those things once, much less twice.
Okay.
All right. Well, Sid, we're gonna, if you don't mind, just shoot some of these rapid fire questions at you. First thing that comes to your head, first answer that comes to mind, go ahead and shoot it off. So, starting with the first question, who haven't you faced in the ring that you like to tie up with?
John Cena.
All right. The best thing about being a pro wrestler?
The travel. Seeing the world, man. That's the best thing.
All right. The worst thing about being a pro wrestler?
Seeing the world.
So it's a positive. It can be a good thing and a bad thing, huh?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now, if you could start your own promotion, who would be the first person you'd sign and why?
Well, first person I would hire would probably be Kurt Angle. And the reason why, if I was starting a territory from scratch and you need someone who's a hard worker